Claro, ya nos ha dado la hora y es la hora de presentar a nuestro siguiente invitado, ¿ya? Que es Mr. Patrick Craven. Hey, Pat, how are you doing?
Doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing great. I believe did we not meet last year at the Security Congress?
I believe so. You look familiar.
Yeah, it's everything. It's in a drunken haze, but I think I did. There was a Star Trek theme on Garfield and everything, cartoon characters. It must have been some sort of hallucination.
No, I'm sure that was not me dressed up like that. That would not have been.
Nobody said anything about dressing up. It was you. Well,
the problem is I know there's pictures.
Yeah, you can't go into politics anymore. Oh well.
My future is ruined.
Yeah, I'll switch a bit into Spanish, introduce you to the audience, and then I'll give you the floor.
Okay.
Okay then. Bien, pues Pat es el director ejecutivo del Center for Cyber Safety and Education, que es la organización de beneficencia del ISC Cuadrado. Ellos tienen varios proyectos para educar tanto a escolares como a adultos y la tercera edad. De hecho, es muy interesante lo que se hace también en ciberseguridad para padres, ciberseguridad para niños, ciberseguridad para abuelitos. Y uno de los esfuerzos flagship es la colaboración que tenemos con Jim Davis, que es el dibujante de Garfield. ¿Ya? Entre nosotros, si ustedes recuerdan el cartoon de Garfield, creo que nos hemos conseguido el doblaje en castellano original. ¿Ya? Habiendo dicho eso, I'm going to switch back to English and say, Pat, welcome. I told you you're an awesome guy, director of the Center for Cybersecurity, Cyber Safety and Education, Garfield and Education for children, parents, and grandparents, and a lot more of activities that you guys do. So, yeah, take it away. The floor is yours.
Great. So let me see if I can get my screen to share properly.
Excellent.
Does that work? Terrific.
It does.
Great. It's always nice when technology works. I appreciate that. And you were laughing about getting the name right. I was at a thing with my wife yesterday, and somebody asked her where I worked, and she couldn't remember how to say Center for Cyber Safety and Education. So it's always fun. But I appreciate this opportunity. This is great. I want to take some time. I'll talk a little bit today about who we are. I'm going to talk about our scholarship program. Many of you may not realize we have that. And I want to talk, spend most of our time, we're going to talk about a lot of our educational programs, our Safe and Secure Online, how to volunteer, tips for volunteering, how you can bring our cyber safety programs to your community. That's really what we are all about. And as you mentioned, the Garfield program and Jim Davis that we have created, that is very exciting, and we are winning lots of awards. And then I also want to take some time while we're with this great group to update you on things that are coming up. I think you will be very excited about some of the new things that we are doing and programs that we are launching, and then talk a little bit about some upcoming activities that you, again, will be very interested in. So thank you so much for this time. I think it's always a good place to start is better explaining who we are. We are a part of ISC Squared, which I know most of you are also, but we're a little bit different. We're a separate division of ISC Squared in that we focus on teaching people how to be safe and secure online. As ISC Squared members and cybersecurity professionals, you're focusing much more on the infrastructure and on malware and ransomware, where we are trying to provide programs to teach individuals how to be safe online, which of course will make your job easier if people stop clicking on all those links. And so we try to do that. We work with members such as you, the best cybersecurity professionals in the world, to put together our programs. And we have programs for children, for parents, and senior citizens that you can be using and is available in multiple languages. And we will talk a little bit about that in a minute. What I want to start with is to talk about our scholarship program. So we do education and we do scholarships. And we have presented just in the past year over $200,000 in aid to 68 students around the world. We work with ISC Squared in presenting these along with some other companies, SAIC, Noble4, Raytheon, and we even have chapters that present scholarships as well. What makes this really fun is that anybody can get involved with us to do this. Why would you, or why would your chapter, why would your company want to get involved in a scholarship? Well, first off, of course, it's great brand recognition. To have your name put out there is trying to help close that workforce gap. How do we get more people to come into cybersecurity, information security as a career? As you know, that is a struggle, that there is a massive shortage of people both globally and just in Latin America, that the studies that ISC Squared now conducts shows that there's 136,000 person shortage of cybersecurity professionals just in Latin America, 1.8 million shortage in the world. So it is a problem that is all around the world, and our scholarship program helps encourage people to do that. Just a few years ago, 5-6 years ago, we would have 60 applicants for our scholarships. This last year, we had over 1,100 scholarship applications that came in for all of those different scholarships. So we're very excited about the increase in number of people that are applying, and we're very excited to have companies coming on board to help us fill that in. Now, what is very interesting is the companies that get involved with us in scholarships, they're doing it, I don't want to say in a bad way, they're doing it in a selfish way, where they are literally stealing these candidates off the market before they even graduate. They're getting to know these people. Think about it. If somebody gave you or your son or daughter a $5,000, a $10,000 scholarship, maybe a paid internship program, that student is going to become very loyal to your company, and they're going to want to come to work for you. I know for a fact we have had scholarship recipients who have immediately gone to work for companies that sponsored them, even while they're still in college. So it's a great way to actually hire more cybersecurity professionals for you. We take care of all the logistics. We handle the application process. We have it all on our website, and so it can be done and created to specific audiences. So if there is an interest on your part, if your company is just a local company or regional company, we can create the scholarship just for applicants for your area. If you're a global company, we can create scholarships that can be used around the world. So again, we'll take care of all of that. We put it all together, and then you get the recognition for it, and you get the access to some really terrific people. So I wanted to start off just by letting you know about this program even being available. It's not one that you would think about, but it is something that you may want to consider as a sponsorship opportunity for your company in order to get more people involved. If you're interested, just simply send us an email at center@isc2.org, center@isc2.org, and we'll be able to work with you on that. I want to talk and switch a little bit about our educational programs, which is what we want to spend most of our time on, because that is what we spend most of our time on. One of the things I want us to discuss is how children are using the internet. We did a study a few years ago of younger children, ages 9 through 14, on how they use the internet. There had been lots of research about older children, high school children, teenagers, about how they use the internet. We wanted to see about younger children. Is there a program that we need to develop to reach those younger ones? So I want to talk, I'll use some statistics here throughout the presentation, most of which come from our own study that we did, again, several years ago, about how younger children use it. And we're going to talk about the educational impact that that has. And then, of course, we really want to spend some time on what we can do to help this, what we can do about this. So let me share with you some numbers. This is one that just really kicks everything off for us. Our study found that 40% of children, and remember, these are young children, have chatted with a stranger online. 40% of them. Over half of them revealed their phone number to that stranger. 21% actually spoke with the stranger on the phone. 30% had texted them. 11% of them met the stranger. And again, these are young children, 9 through 14, who are already chatting with strangers and in many cases meeting these strangers. Another thing to look at is we asked in the survey is about internet usage. 29% of the students admitted that they use the internet in a way that their parents wouldn't approve. They already know what they're doing, their parents would not be happy with. And what's interesting is we also studied the parents as a part of this program, and it was about the same number of parents who knew that their children were using the internet in ways that they would not approve. So it's very interesting that both sides know that they're not using it appropriately, and yet they're not doing anything about it. Now, back to the children, 21% say that they have watched adult programs online. 31% lied about their age in order to access adult websites, because many of them don't require any other proof of identification. You just have to say, yes, I am 18 years old or 13 years old, whatever the requirement is, and that's all that happens. And so the kids have done that. We also found that half of the children have played violent video games. Again, 9 through 14-year-old children, half of them are already playing violent video games. And then 21% of them have visited sites where they can chat with strangers. So the point is, they are going online at a very, very young age, much younger than I think we all originally thought. And that really drives a lot of our educational material. One other thing I want to point out is the educational impact that this has on the children when it comes to going to school. 53% say that they access the internet for reasons other than homework. 49%, so half of these young children that we interviewed are online after 11 o'clock at night on a school night. Half of them have already said that yes, they are online after 11 o'clock at night on a school night. 37% admit that they were tired the next day when they went to school. And the study even shows that many of them missed school because they were on the internet too late at night and they were tired the next day. So again, this really has prompted us to realize that we need to do more to help these children understand what is going on the internet and how they should be behaving when they're on the internet. And the whole COVID pandemic has made this even bigger than it was prior to that. Who would have thought that 6 months ago, 8 months ago, that literally governments would be telling our children that they had to spend more unsupervised time online? We have literally, as part of the lockdowns that we have been experiencing around the world, our children are now online more than ever, and they're usually unsupervised. Think about it. We're in our bedrooms like I'm sitting in today, having our meetings, trying to work, and our children are down the hall, sitting at the kitchen table, hopefully doing homework, but we can't be looking over their shoulder all the time because we're trying to work as well. In fact, hits to our website earlier in the year went up 300%. People are looking for information about how they can keep themselves and their family safe online. One of the most popular programs that we have, that if you've been involved with us for many years, you would be familiar with our Safe and Secure Online program. This was developed, it's PowerPoint style presentations like we're doing today, but it was developed for middle school teenagers, 11 through 14 years of age, parents, and senior citizens. We have all of these programs available on our website, imcybersafe.org, that you can go and download and use. It's all available for free, and it works great that you can use them in a virtual environment like this to put on a presentation, or you could, if available, you can use them in person. If your community is open for group meetings, you could do it that way. What's very exciting, and you know this is always a challenge, has been in the past at least, with the center, is everything was in English. Not anymore. These programs for the teenagers, for parents and senior citizens, the elderly, is available in 24 different languages. It is available in Spanish, it is available in Portuguese. So it is an opportunity for you to be able to go and use these programs right now. They're available for you. Anytime you work with the center, we are a charity. We are, as I started to say earlier, we're different from ISC Squared, is that we are set up financially as a separate organization. So everything that we do, we have to create on our own. But there are no costs for any of this. This is what the donations go for, is to help us create these programs so that you, the members and security professionals around the world, can take these out to people. You also, if it's of interest to you, you get CPEs for being a volunteer with the center as well. So putting on one of these presentations, whether it's doing it a virtual, whether it's doing a Facebook Live, these are all available and you can earn CPEs for that. To get that information, again, on our website, imcybersafe.org, click on the volunteer tab and you'll find lots of that information and more. We provide for you all the different tools that you will need to help get it started in your community. There are introductory letters, sample letters that you can use to present to a school, to a library, to a community center about the program and how it works and how it operates, and that you are associated with the Center for Cyber Safety and Education. Because the material is free, we always encourage you to share it with the people you're talking to. So if you're talking with a library and wanting to put on a presentation for them, let them look it over beforehand so they know how good it is and how important this will be for the audience to get this information. Again, whether it's parents or senior citizens or teenagers, it's all available. Even on that website, we have a toolkit for your chapter. So if your chapter does not have a group of people working on this who are in charge of your educational outreach, they should come to our website and we have a booklet that will help you do that for your chapter, but we also have it for you as an individual. There's even a training video that we have put together on that website. It's me talking some more, but it is a webinar that we did a couple of months ago that really gets into the details of how to volunteer in your community. And of course, always just reach out to us. I have an awesome team. There's 5 of us that are putting all of this together for you around the world. You actually have me here today. Beatrice is on the call as well. So you have 2 of our 5 people. So you have 40% of the entire staff is here today to make sure that we can help you make it a safer cyber world.
Perhaps
So
Beatrice can go on camera a bit so we can get to so we can get to see her.
we can bring her into at the end, but that's up to her. Great. Why volunteer? As we said, you get CPEs for doing it if that is of interest to you. It's just a great way to give back to the community. I know that you, as soon as somebody finds out that you are a cybersecurity professional, you have been asked to do a presentation somewhere. Would you come talk to our children? Would you come talk to the parents at the school? Would you come talk to the seniors, the elderly at the community center? What we have done is we have put all of that together for you. You don't have to develop the presentation. You just need to go back out and give to the community and help them out. The PowerPoints are totally scripted, have everything in them that you need. So it's really great. And again, in this virtual world that we're in, you can do these without leaving home, that you can now do these types of presentations. For those of you, again, who may have been involved over the years, there are no forms for you to complete other than when you're downloading a presentation, we ask for some basic information, but there is nothing, there are no longer all these forms and applications that you used to have to complete to be a volunteer for the center. We just want you to go do it, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible. The feedback we get, and this is part of that why you should volunteer, it's just tremendous. People love what we're doing. They're very excited. Here's some quotes from some of the members and volunteers who have gone out and done these presentations for children, for parents, for senior citizens, and the people love it. They love the resources that we have. Again, it was put together by the best cybersecurity professionals in the world. So we really appreciate the great positive feedback that we get on all of these programs. In order to do this, again, there isn't any special forms. You just have to have the desire to do it. You have to like public speaking because it can be a nervous if you're not, but it's something to consider. You don't have to be a cyber professional, or even an IT professional, but it helps when you're doing the parents or the seniors, because often they will get into questions that they'll ask about different browsers and different programs. So it's often good to have some knowledge. But again, the presentations we give you are totally scripted, so you're able to follow along with those. How to get started. If you're excited about this and you want to do it, again, the information is on the website. You just need to pick who you want to go after. What audience do you want to reach? Whether that's the children, the parents, or the seniors, you go to the website, download the material. We encourage you to practice it several times to make sure that you're comfortable with it, and that you understand how long it's going to take you to go through the presentation, so that you don't go too long or too short when you're doing it. Then you just simply choose how you're going to do it. Are you going to do it in person? Which again, not a lot of that right now, but what platform? Are you going to do a Zoom meeting like this? Or do you want to do it on Facebook Live or some other platform where you're able to put on the presentation there? We have had members and chapters around the world who have used all of these different ways to do it. Now, of course, when you're setting all this up, it's really important that you think about security. We all know the challenges that we've had out there with people breaking into our meetings, Zoom bombing, as it's called, and things like that. So you need to make sure that you're setting the meeting up carefully. It would be very embarrassing for you as a cybersecurity professional to be doing a meeting and then have something go wrong like that, where somebody is involved in it or says something inappropriate or puts up inappropriate pictures. So please always keep that in mind. I also recommend that if you're doing this and you're expecting a large crowd, you do exactly what we've done here today is I have help. So I have Beatrice who's here who can also help answer questions, who can, if something was to happen, to be honest, to my presentation, my link, she could jump in and take over. But it's always great to have a second person who might be able to answer questions that are popping up in the chat room while you're talking. So it's just a great little practice to do. Then you simply promote it, share it, put it on social media, tell your friends, email people, friends, family, other chapter members, people at work. A great opportunity to think about is putting this on at work for employees. I literally just got off a call putting on a parents presentation for the employees of Adobe. So this is my second presentation of the day already. I just finished one for Adobe employees. That is really popular right now because companies understand the challenges that people are having working from home. And they're nervous. And so putting on these presentations, even for your own company, is a great way to start. But reach out to local organizations. They will be very excited to have you come speak. They are looking for information for their constituents, for the people who visit them normally are now doing it virtual. They don't have enough program for them. So please keep that in mind. And then the last thing we ask you to do in the process is to report back to us. Let us know how it went. Let us know how many people showed up. If you have pictures, share those with us. If you're going to post on social media, do a shout out to us as well. We will do the same for you, but it's really exciting if we can let people know about what is going on around the world. Again, on our website, iamcybersafe.org, on the volunteer page, there is a great video that Beatrice just put up yesterday about our volunteers from around the world, talking about the different programs and why they're involved with the center. And then don't forget to submit your CPEs. Again, I know that's not why you want to do this, but it's a nice benefit. It's your CPEs. You get 10 CPEs after you do your first 2 presentations. So you get an extra bonus for those first 2, and then after that you get 1 CPE for each time that you do a presentation. And we have all the instructions again on our website of how to do that. Something else to keep in mind is just some safety guidelines when you're doing it. This is something that some of these are common sense. But you want to make sure that you're making this customized for your audience. If there are stories that happened maybe in your community that you want to explain or use as an example, that is a great way to get them involved. Maybe something that was on the news. Tell that story about how that ransomware attack may have affected you, or they heard about it from some local company. Be able to do that. We always want to make sure that you think about your audience. Most people who would come to these presentations, including the elderly, the senior citizens, they're not just learning how to use the internet, they're already on it. So you don't have to necessarily go back to the beginning, but you also can't assume that they know what everything is. So you have to find that balance by knowing who your audience is. We always try to make sure that we keep these positive. We are not putting together programs, and when you look at our programs, they are not designed to scare people. We want them to be comfortable on the internet. We need people, it's just the way of life, both adults and children, to be on the internet. But at the same time, we need to make them aware of the dangers that are out there. But we don't want to overdo that. And I think our presentations are very good for that. So let's talk about Garfield. I hope you've all heard about this program. So the study that I've been sharing with you really made us think about what we are doing for younger children and what educational programs we have for those younger children. They are getting online so young, yet we're not teaching them how to be safe online. And so we reached out and created this to Jim Davis, the creator of Garfield, and said, we want to use Garfield and his friends to help teach young children how to be safe and secure online. And he loved the idea. And so we have so far created 3 lessons, one on privacy, one on safe posting, and one on cyberbullying. And we are in the process of working on the 4th one called downloading disasters. And these are designed to reach those younger children in a fun, engaging way. It is not a PowerPoint presentation that us old people would be giving to a 2nd or 3rd grade child. A 10-year-old doesn't want a PowerPoint from us. They would much rather watch a Garfield cartoon than to listen to me. And the program is exploding. Since we launched it, it is literally, like this week is the 4th anniversary of the first of the lessons came out. And since then, we have delivered over 200,000 lessons to children around the world. The program is being used in 29 different countries so far and has won 4 different educational awards for the program. So not only do we love it, not only the kids love it, but teachers and educators love it as well. Now, the cornerstone of the program is what we call an Educator Kit. It is literally a box that has everything a teacher, a Sunday school teacher, a scout leader would need to teach that lesson. And remember, there's 3 lessons that are done, privacy, safe posting, and cyberbullying. There's a different box for each of those, but it provides all the materials they need for 30 children. Now, it comes with 30 comic books. It comes with stickers, trading cards, posters to hang up in the room. And one of the best parts is it comes with an original Garfield cartoon, where it's on a thumb drive right now, and we're looking at upgrading that as technology improves. But it's literally a Garfield cartoon that was created just for us. We worked with Jim Davis and his team on putting this together, and we used the real voices of Garfield. We went out and hired the actors who normally would be playing Garfield, so that when the children hear this, they know that's Garfield. That's not Pat pretending to be Garfield. That's really Garfield. And it's been a big, big success for us. We even have created 2 new characters that are now part of the Jim Davis and Garfield family and friends. One is Dr. Sabrina. Now, Dr. Sabrina is the one who really does the education for the program. Because if you think about it, what's Garfield very good at? Garfield's very good at eating and sleeping. He is not known for his cybersecurity expertise. So for him to all of a sudden be teaching kids how to be safe online was out of his character. So we created a new character, Dr. Sabrina. And of course, she is a CISSP, because we had to have her be the best cybersecurity professional in the world. So we created her to help give the lessons to the children. And we made it a female character to encourage young girls to consider STEM careers. As we know, not enough girls are looking at going into the science careers, and including cyber. We need more women, more young ladies to go into the program. And so we hope that Dr. Sabrina will help do that. So that is what we have had for the past 4 years. But in this current COVID world that we're in, where most schools, or many of them, are not back in session, or maybe they're in school, but they're also virtual, there's a combination. We just released a couple of weeks ago a virtual version of the Garfield program. So it's the same award-winning materials, cartoons that we had in the box, but now it's available for a virtual classroom for what we call e-workbooks. We develop these different ways to be able to reach the children, that the teacher can do it through a Zoom meeting like this, where she or he is holding class, where she can share the workbook with the students, and they can follow along and they can watch the cartoons all from their own home computers. And with that, they get a 30-day access to the brand new storybooks that we created. These are basically an online version of the comic book that the child would normally get in the classroom, where it's been reformatted and made interactive. So as the child is flipping through this PDF version of the comic book, they are also able to click on icons and hear Garfield and hear his friends, or even see video clips telling them the story. So the children would get access to that for 30 days, even after the teacher does the classroom presentation. So this is really great, again, for classrooms. It'd be good for libraries, anywhere where there's a group of children. Both the box and this virtual are both designed for group learning. Now, we also released this summer what we call Garfield at Home. Garfield at Home is just that. It is a program where you're able to, child can one-on-one use the Garfield program. They get access to the cartoons, they get access to the comic books, as well as games, puzzles, quizzes. All are available digitally now, where they can go online and do an annual subscription. Now, I mentioned earlier that all of the material on our website through the Safe and Secure Online program is free. The Garfield program does come with a cost, depending upon which one you want. If you want the classroom kit, or if you want the virtual or the Garfield at home, there is a cost to that. We have a lot of money invested in these. And again, we are a separate charity of ISC Squared. So this is not funded totally by ISC Squared. We have to find the money on our own. So we have put together a variety of different ways to do that. These are not fundraisers for us. We're trying to recoup our expense. So what we have here is what we call 3 different levels of Garfield at Home. There's an introductory level that provides digitally, again, they do it online, access to all 3 of the Garfield cartoons. And these cartoons have been reformatted from the classroom. These are able, where the child has to interact with the cartoon. They don't just put it on and watch it like a video. They have to interact. So during the cartoon, it will start, the characters will start asking the child questions, and they have to answer the questions before the cartoon will continue. And they're drag and drop, true or false, yes or no kind of questions for the child to do. So it comes with access to all the digital cartoons, again, that have been reformatted. The starter level takes it to the next level. Not only do they get all the cartoons, but they also get access to all 3 of the storybooks that I described earlier, the interactive comic book that they're able to get that. But there's also online games and puzzles. There's digital badges with all the different ones. We have a special internet safety guide for parents that comes with this level as well. And all of these also come with a monthly safety newsletter that we send out to the parents. The Explorer level is a combination of everything that we have. It's all the digital that we just talked about at the starter level, but it's also all the printed material that you would normally get in the kit. So we would actually ship to you the Garfield comic books for your child or your grandchild. We would send those books right to you. So the prices you see on here includes shipping. That we would be able to send it to you for $84.99, those are US dollars, of course, but we will actually ship you all 3 of the comic books. In fact, we will ship you 4 comic books, because we have finished the comic book for lesson 4, Downloading Disaster. And we will actually ship you the comic book. It's the only place you can get it. You cannot get it through the boxes. So your child would actually get 4 comic books that they would be able to enjoy. We've also created a Garfield coloring book. This is brand new that they would get. It has cyber safety lessons, and it has those all done where the kids can color as well. They get a poster to hang up in their room, a collector's card, and again, this all includes shipping. Now, one of the things we wanted to do for our conference today, CyberSec Talks, is we provided special discount. So if you are looking at purchasing for your child or grandchild or niece or nephew, you can get a discount of 20% if you use the code ISC2Garfield. ISC2Garfield, if you go to our website, iamcybersafe.org, click on the Garfield at home, and when you go to purchase, if you use that code, it'll give you 20% off. Now, this is also just something that we've put together, and it runs through ISC Squared's PDL, the PDI, the Professional Development Institute. So if you're already using that, it's in the same system. And what we recommend is that you would actually purchase this accessing something other than your normal work email address, because the AI in the LMS system that they use will recognize you. And then all of a sudden your kids would have access to any of the training materials that you have through ISC Squared. So set this up, if it's for a grandchild, use their parents' email address, or set it up with your spouse's email or your personal email. It's just a tip that we've learned over the year since June when we put this out. It does cause confusion. But ISC2 Garfield, and you'll get 20% off any of the Garfield at Home programs. So that's what we've been doing. I'm really excited to take a few minutes and share with you what's next. And I think you're going to like this. Great group of people have been working for some time now and creating the Garfield program in Spanish. So all these different things that we've been talking about, we are working on getting these completed, working with Kappa 8 and Cintas out of Mexico. Have been just wonderful. Members and chapter people in Mexico and Chile have joined in to help us put this together. And we are really close to being done with it. They have worked hard. We look to have the majority of it done by the end of this year and available for distribution after the first of the year. But it is just terrific. So that all the different materials are being put into Spanish. The comic books, the posters, the stickers, the trading cards, even the cartoons are being redone in Spanish. And so here's just a little example of what it's looking like for us. These are just some screenshots of the comic book where it's already being done, and we're finalizing and proofing to make sure everything is accurate. And then the cartoon is also done. Now, I'm going to try and show this. We'll see if it works. We know the challenges of trying to stream something online. So I just want you to get a feel for Garfield in Spanish. Watch this.
Oh, estoy cerca de batir mi viejo récord. 15. Oh.
Oye, oh no. No, 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 no. ¡Ah!
Trato de establecer un nuevo récord mundial de comer donas de mermelada. ¿Te importa?
Y yo estoy tratando de ganar este juego, pero sigo perdiendo. ¡Ugh!
Pobre Nermal, no es el fin del mundo.
¿No es el fin del mundo? Por supuesto que lo es. ¿Qué tipo de guerrero del queso sería si no pudiera completar Cheese Quest 7 ataques de los zombies de queso, la última actualización del juego Guerreros del Queso? Todos para el queso y queso para todos. ¿Eh? ¡Ey, genial!
¿Qué pasa, Nermal?
Otro jugador dice que puede ayudarme a ganar el juego. Todo lo que necesita es mi contraseña.
¿Quién es ese jugador?
Su nombre es Cheesecat12. Dice que es un jugador experimentado y puede ayudarme a ganar. ¡Qué bien!
Quizás no esté tan bien, Nermal. ¿De dónde conoces a ese Cheesecat12? ¿De la escuela?
No, solo apareció en mi juego y dijo que podía ayudarme.
So there you have Garfield in Spanish. You were the first to really get a chance to see that and hear those videos. We just literally have got those in the past week from the companies that are putting together. The Spanish voices that we are using, hopefully you recognize that is the Spanish voice of Garfield.
We do.
He is a gentleman in Chile, so we really are excited to have him help us put all of that together to use to again be able to bring to life Garfield in Spanish. And so we are really excited. And again, you're the first to see that. Even all the staff hasn't even seen that at the office yet. And we just want to thank Kappa 8 and Synthos for helping finance and doing the work behind the scenes to help make this possible. And we're really excited to be able to share this with you and to give you more information about it. And make sure that you sign up at our website, iamcybersafe.org, sign up for our newsletter so that that way you'll get updates as this becomes available. Actually, even right now, Kappa 8 is piloting the virtual Garfield that we talked about a few minutes ago. They are piloting that in English, not the Spanish version yet, but in English at several schools in Mexico, just to begin to get the feedback on how the program is working. And then hopefully right after the first of the year, we'll be able to launch it in Spanish, and that'll be available around the world. So let's talk just a couple minutes more about a few other things. If the presentations isn't what you like to do, you're not a public speaker, there are other things that we could use help with. As we mentioned, we already have a lot of our programs in multiple languages. We want to continue to put it in more and more languages to reach more and more people around the world and to reflect our global ISC squared audience. So we're looking for people to continue to help us with translations. And then also too, we talked at the very beginning about scholarships. Well, we've gone from 60 applications to over 1,100 applications. All of those applications have to be, we have to redact them, put all of it together, and then they have to be reviewed or judged in order to determine who the winners are. Well, all of that judging is done by ISC squared members. So if you're an ISC squared member and would like to help judge, review, and score these applications, we would love your help. With either of those, reach out to us at center@isc2.org, and we will put you in touch with the person on our team who handles that. Just a couple of upcoming events that I wanted to make sure that you knew about. The ISC Squared Security Congress, which was originally scheduled for Orlando, of course, is virtual this year, just like everything else, which is great because that makes it easier for all of you and a lot less expensive to be able to attend. Over 3,000 people have already signed up for this conference. There's 45 different sessions over a 3-day period. You're going to get CPEs for it. There's a career center, expo hall, bookstore, all the things that you would expect at a typical conference. All of that is available online right now. So you can go and make your reservations at congress@isc2.org, congress.isc2.org, or just go to isc2.org and you will find it. But we really encourage you to join us. The center will be having a whole bunch more activities and events that we're going to be doing, including a fundraiser. As I've mentioned a couple of times, we are a charity who needs donations in order to continue to provide these programs that we just shared. We're having a fun cyber bingo. KnowBe4 is sponsoring, calling it Cyber Bingo with Garfield. So if you're interested in joining us for that, that will be on November 17th. It's at the end of the day of Security Congress. Even if you're not attending Security Congress, you can come and join us for this family fun event. The other thing that we are doing is another fundraiser, is brand new. We just launched this. It's a virtual cyber escape room showdown. We are challenging chapters to compete against each other, businesses to compete against each other in a very fun, cyber-focused escape room that, of course, is virtual like everything else. You would put together a team of 6 or 8 people. We'll work with you on picking a date that works for your team, and that'll be happening November and December. Deadline for a company to get involved is October 30th. Chapters have until November 20th to sign up. And we really appreciate Living Security, who's helping make this available. Both of those, you can go to iamcybersafe.org. On the events page, you'll find more information on that. So I hope you'll join us. If you're inspired by what we're doing and you really think this is helpful, we would love your financial support as well. And again, you can go to our website and donate. We accept PayPal so that internationally we're able to accept gifts. We also take cryptocurrency through BitPay. So if you happen to be a crypto guy, you can actually donate that to the center through BitPay. You'll donate it through them, they'll convert it into dollars for us. So with that, please sign up at our website, go to iamcybersafe.org. Much of what we talked about today is on the volunteer page. Email us, follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Even ISC Squared members, I encourage you to go to your own profile at ISC Squared and opt in for emails from us. You have to opt in. We all know how that works with GDPR now, that you have to opt in to receive emails from us. And the emails that you get if you sign up through our webpage will be different most of the time than the ones you'll get through the members portal. Because we know you're a member, we can focus our conversation more on member things. So with that said, Felipe, I am done, and me or Beatrice will be happy to answer any questions that anybody has.
Yeah, we were planning of having any questions for you, but Beatrice has done an awesome job answering them all before. Hey,
Hola.
hola Beatriz. Nosotros le decía a Pat, esto para la audiencia, que esperábamos tener preguntas para que él respondiera, pero tú las respondiste todas ya.
Creo que es importante, por supuesto, siempre recibimos muchas preguntas sobre las becas. Tenemos muchas becas con diferentes partners, con diferentes compañías. Las que son internacionales a día de hoy son las de ISC Cuadrado y estas abren el 19 de noviembre, o sea que en un mes básicamente. Y son tres tipos, tres categorías para mujeres, undergrad, ¿no? Personas que están en la universidad sacando su título, y para los que están haciendo un título de posgrado. Entonces, para aquellos que estén interesados, las becas abren el 19 de noviembre. Y también he compartido en el chatbox un link, ¿verdad? Muchos me han preguntado por el GPE, ¿verdad? Que es la media, el averaje de los grados en cuanto a la universidad. Pueden utilizar el link que he puesto en el chatbox para traducir ese GPE que no sé cómo funciona en cada país de Latinoamérica, para que se pueda traducir a GPA en Estados Unidos.
El claro, el GPA es el promedio de notas.
Exacto.
Para la gente que esté preguntándose cuál es el requerimiento. Excelente. Ha sido una muy buena charla. It's been an excellent keynote. Thank you, Patrick, and muchas gracias, Beatriz. There's stuff that we keep forgetting. Of course, we keep focusing on the flashy and the Garfield part. And we always forget how to pronounce and how the complete name is. The Center for there you go. The Center for Cyber Safety and Education. And of course, there's the entire effort is much more that just comes to mind at the first time. So thank you very much for the description. And everything you do. It's a small team, it's 5, but I think it's a very large footprint that you're leaving in the cybersecurity career.
And Felipe, I did wanted to add that we are happy to do presentations for individual chapters. I had the pleasure of doing one for the Guatemala chapter. So we're happy to do either, Pat can do it in English, I can do it in Spanish. And we've had a lot of chapters and members really step up their game when it comes to volunteering and using these platforms to communicate to the parents. And I can tell you right now, even in the US, I've been doing Spanish presentations, and, parents truly need guidance and they truly need information and knowledge on how to navigate through this new normal. So, what better than ISC Square members to promote this information, to educate the community. So if you have any questions, we're here to help. I know it can be a little bit intimidating to get started, and where to start. So please go to the website. We have step-by-step information. We have a full webinar letting you know about how to get started and more in-depth information about what topics we cover in each presentation, whether it's the parents, seniors, or the children one. So please get involved. We need more Spanish speakers. And I know a lot of parents in Latin America can really, really benefit from parents' presentations from members like you guys.
Awesome, thank you. I think that you're going to be a permanent part of our website from now on. I'll let you know when you're up.
Something to keep in mind too, just regarding Garfield, is Garfield is now actually owned by Nickelodeon, and I meet with them every couple of weeks talking about this program because they are so excited that we are doing this, that this community outreach that is just growing like crazy. And LATAM and Brazil are just hot target markets for them as they begin. They just took over Garfield, and so they are still developing their plans for how to increase Garfield in the community, and you guys are one of their top targets. So hopefully you're going to be seeing even more Garfield. We can't have enough Garfield, as well as the timing is perfect for our program because they just love it. They're excited, and so we're going to have even more support to be able to bring this program. They are very excited about the release of the Spanish version, and I see them helping us in promoting it. So this is, we need everybody to join in to make it work.
Awesome. This is going to be a win-win-win situation. Yeah, center, Nickelodeon, ourselves. Very cool.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again. It's been a very informative and interesting keynote. Again, we appreciate your participation in this. We'll let know everyone if anyone should have any questions. The contact information has been posted on the chat. We can take questions as well. And that being said, it's time to say goodbye for the moment, and we will go over to our next presentation.
Great.
Thank you so much, Felipe. Congratulations.
Thank you, Patrick.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Beatrice. Take care.
Bye-bye.